Hello, good evening, and welcome to Chaturday Live. My name is Jason Robinson, the host, producer, entertainer extraordinaire, and we're here in support of mental health awareness. We are here to entertain you on this fantastic Saturday evening. We're coming to you live from Carlisle, Cumbria. If you're watching from anywhere else, hello. The basis of the show, as we like to do an introduction beforehand, is that we offer entertainment and interview people of interest all across the world to offer entertainment to you guys stuck in lockdown, and most of all for those that are suffering with mental health. We do not offer mental health advice, but what we do have is the channels to point you in the right direction for people to help anybody in need if necessary. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to have a brief chat with our guest, but we've also got a live performance. Yes, for the first time ever on Chaturday Live, we have a live performance as well as an interview, so you've got double the entertainment. Don't forget, throughout the show, you can comment live, interact with us, comment, say hello, tell us where you're from, wave, whatever you want to do. You can get in contact with us and we will respond to you during the show live. The whole point of the show is that we're entertaining and interactive. So without any further ado, I'm going to welcome this evening's guest, the one and only Miss Pearl. Good evening.
Hello, hi.
How are we?
Really good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, it's lovely. It's nice to see people.
It does feel that way. It generally does feel that way, you know. Fingers crossed, we're going to have people interacting throughout the show. As always, comment, like, share, get involved, ask questions to our guest, the one and only Miss Pearl, aka Danny. We're gonna be finding out a bit about you. So, if you'd like to introduce yourself, who are you and what do you do?
Yes, absolutely. So my name is Miss Pearl, or Danny, and I am a singer, performer, vintage style artist, as I sort of like to bill myself. Mostly just because I love the 50s and the 60s music, bit of 40s, bit of 30s, anything vintage style, and it's right up my street.
Brilliant. So obviously, people aren't born into this industry. It starts from somewhere. So let's have a bit of a background from Miss Pearl then. So when did Miss Pearl start?
Yes, so Miss Pearl started about 4 years ago. Through a series of events, I sort of found myself as a single mum with a really, really small child, and I thought there's not really much else I can do. I better just get out there and get singing, because it's really the only skill I have. So a couple of friends sort of pushed me into getting a PA system, and I started off quite small and just doing local sort of bars and pubs, but quite quickly I had to get a bigger PA system and more equipment and more songs. So it's just kind of grown from there, really. It's been brilliant. It's been the absolute best decision that I've ever made, because I've always performed, always done musicals, but this is the first time that it's just me. And it's the first couple of months is a bit, where's everybody? Where's the ensemble? But once you get used to it and you get over the nerves, it's really lovely.
So you say that obviously you're used to having obviously other performers with you. So let's go right back then before Miss Pearl, and obviously a very young Danny. When did you get into performing? At what age? Singing or anything?
Honestly, I've just always done it. There's videos of me from 3-4 years old singing. My mum bought me this little microphone when I was about 4, and it was a bit like this, actually, a bit of a fake one, and it had a pedal where it had applause on one foot and laughter on the other. So I would just do live shows, tell jokes, and press the pedals. So lots of home videos of me doing that. So I think it was just in my nature. From day dot, really. My grandma was a singer in the wartime, so she was obviously a big inspiration. My mum swears blind that she can't sing, but she absolutely can. I don't get it from nowhere, but she's just a bit shy, so she doesn't sing, but I know she could if she wanted to.
So there might be a possible duet with Mum one day.
Yeah, she thinks that we don't hear her singing in the car, but we do.
So what kind of... Everybody has like a different musical background. Anybody that obviously knows the show and is a frequent watcher and knows about me. Obviously, I'm an entertainer at heart myself. That's what I used to do. But we all have different styles and different backgrounds. Mine was entertaining at holiday parks. I mean, yours was a bit different. It was a bit more musical theatre orientated, was it not?
Yeah. So I did. I remember being in school, and somebody came and did like a talk about how we should all go and do performing, and it's really, really good. It's mum. It's true. Like, no, that's lies. That's like, don't lie to people, mum. But yes, somebody came to my school and did like a presentation on joining a BA in performing arts, and I was sat at the front and I was just like, oh my god, this couldn't be more me. So I was the first person. I signed up straight away, and that was it. I went and did college. I did a BA in performing arts at university, and I every course I could have possibly done I did, because I just wanted to perform and be better, if you like.
Right, so if musicals or musical theatre and performing arts and all of that is up your alley, I guess it would be criminal of me if I didn't ask you, what's your favourite musical? Ooh. Or do you have like a top three? Because some people like
three. I'd have to say top three. Miss Saigon, I think, is my favourite. Mm-hmm. I saw that from a really, really young age. I watched it in Oxford in the New Theatre, and I just remember being absolutely blown away by the songs, the talent, just the whole spectacle was just really amazing. Hamilton, I think, is up there big time. I wanted to get tickets to go and see it when it came to London, but obviously COVID hit and all the rest of it. So luckily Disney put it on Disney Plus, so we all get to watch it. So I've watched it about 50 times. It's absolutely brilliant. And I think probably Phantom of the Opera, which is a bit of a controversial choice because it's so popular that a lot of people don't really like it, but I just love the music. Again, I went to see it at a really young age. I was about 8 when I went to see it, and it was just the whole spectacle. And Christine Daae is the soprano, so I think she's probably my top. If I was given the choice of a part, that would be my favourite.
What I'd like to ask is, what criteria does it have to be a musical? Because obviously you've got differences between like pantomimes and stuff like that. What makes a musical?
So it has to move the narrative along.
Okay.
So it's which is where the lines are a little bit blurred, I guess. But a musical, by definition, tells the story through song. So you get quite a lot of plays with music, but unless they're moving the narrative along, it's not really a musical. So then you get the likes of things like We Will Rock You and Mamma Mia, and it's at times it's questionable if they move the narrative along.
But, really?
Yeah, but things like We Will Rock You, because it's written so well, it's written by Ben Elton, that he manages to sort of make the songs fit the storyline. If you were just to do a musical that had the songs of ABBA but had no storyline tying them together, then it would just be a play with music.
Well, I am now equally. Well, now I've been taught something, so I'm a lot more wiser. I think you've now made a best friend in my wife, who is literally obsessed with Hamilton. Yeah. Literally, when it was going to be released on Disney Plus, all I got every hour on the hour was 14 days, and then she'd got 11 days, and she'd be counting down the days, and it would be a case of, I don't care what's on TV, when that's on, that's when. Actually, I think Hamilton was released, I think it was like around my birthday, like the 3rd or 4th of July.
Yeah.
Well, my birthday's on the 3rd of July, so I think she was more excited that Hamilton was going to be on at the beginning of July. It had nothing to do with my birthday. So I forgive her that.
That's understandable.
Yeah. But she's obsessed with it. She knows better music than I do. My wife is more clued up on music than I am. I'll let her have that. So in response to that, I'm not a musical fan,
okay,
but I have seen the wife dragged me to see Wicked, which I was impressed with. I liked it. And is this a musical? Rock of Ages. I saw that.
Yes.
In Australia, which was, they sung it all backwards, I think.
It is a musical. It's really good.
It is a musical. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
That's my style of music.
It's not an opera. It's not a rock opera, because the difference there is that the vast majority of the dialogue is song. So
Yes.
because there's lots of dialogue, and not just all songs, which is the difference between Rent. Rent is a rock opera.
I'm being skilled here. We're just having a lesson in musicals. I was only asked what we liked, and now we've got into a 4-hour conversation on musicals. I love it. So you went off to, so was it university? Yeah, and that's obviously for your BA in performing arts.
Yes.
All right, show off.
Yes.
Which means that you are more qualified than me to discuss these topics, which is fine. So obviously you've got a microphone in front of you, and you've kindly said that you would do us a few numbers this evening.
Yes. I think I've kind of got used to the whole virtual performance thing. I did it non-stop when I was Miss Pearl. Mostly just for, like you said at the beginning, something to do, entertain people. And I'm sitting in my living room, not able to work, so I may as well do something worthwhile.
Well, we have some viewers watching now that I'm sure would love to hear you sing. If you're going to do them in the order that you told me, I'm going to introduce this as a kind of, stars in their eyes kind of situation.
Okay.
Danny, can you please tell us tonight, who are you going to be? What song is it going to be? What are you singing for us tonight?
Well, I'm going to sing "Come Together" by the Beatles, but it's Miss Pearled. I can't sing a song without putting my own spin on it. So it's a Miss Pearl version of the Beatles' "Come Together."
Well, I'm going to gracefully back out and let you perform, and I will see you afterwards. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Pearl.
Thank you.
Go for it.
Here come old flat top, he come grooving up slowly. He got juju eyeball, he want holy roller. He got hair down to his knee. Got to be a joker, he just do what he please. He wear no shoe shine, he got toe jam football, he got monkey finger, he shoot Coca-Cola, he say, I know you, you know me. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together right now over me. He bad production, he got walrus gumboot, he got no sideboard, he want spinal cracker, he got feet down below his knee. Hold you in his armchair, you can feel his disease. Come together right now over me. He roller coaster, he got early warning, he got muddy water, he want mojo filter, he say one is three. Got to be good looking, cause he's so hard to see. Come together right now me. Come together, come together, hey. Come together, come together.
Oh, Miss Pearl, love it!
Thanks.
Absolutely love it! Oh my god!
I like to sing songs that people don't expect me to sing, you know.
I like it, that's for sure.
Good.
Wow.
Good.
So, what made you pick that song then? Well, I mean, you know, is there any reason behind it? Why you picked it, or
I'm
just
a
the
massive
album you
fan.
picked it?
Massive fan of the Beatles, huge big fan of the Beatles. I've been to the Cavern loads of times because I've got family in Liverpool.
Nice.
You'd never know, but I was actually born in Birkenhead, so like not far away. So I think I was just born knowing the lyrics to that song. Like I don't ever recall learning them. I think they're just in your brain if you're from that area.
Wow. Thank you very much. Like you say, you're going to do a couple more for us a little bit later on. So again, Miss Pearl. So why, other than you've mentioned obviously that your nan, your grandma, with the wartime singing, but why Miss Pearl in that kind of genre then, rather than anything else? Where did it come from? The idea.
Um, I guess it's just because I love that style of music. I genuinely listen to that stuff all the time, and I didn't really think that there was anybody else that was out there doing that sort of stuff. I do quite a lot of postmodern jukebox, which I'm going to do for you a bit later on, and a lot of people think that it's me that's. Oh, I love that version that you do of No Diggity. No. This I didn't do the arrangement. I'm just a vocalist. I would love to be a music producer, but I'm not. I don't have those skills. So I'm constantly directing people to postmodern jukebox and lots of other vintagey sort of styles. And quite often they'll say to me they've not heard this song before. So it's Brenda Lee. You've got to listen. So it's quite nice that it seems like a genre of music that's not been explored in Cumbria, because I bet if you go down to Manchester or London or Liverpool even, that there's tons of wartime type singers like me. So luckily I'm in like a niche area, if you like.
Well, I'm going to start one. I'm going to start.
Do you want to be
Mr. Pearl. I'm going to be Mr. Pearl. I'm going to be Mr. Pearl or a
Mr.
Pearl.
Pearl?
So there'll be two of us on the market now. War.
I'd love to get some backing singers. Miss Pearl and the Pearlettes would just be the best. Wouldn't that be so cool?
Yeah, I'd look all right in a dress. It'd be fine. In a way, it'd be fine. So this question could be to both of us because we're entertainers, but I'm going to let you answer it. So please read and answer.
Ooh, this is my best friend ever. Grace, how do you think the pandemic has affected entertainers? Oh my God, it's just been huge. So I'm quite happy sharing a little bit of my own mental health stuff with this one. So just to tell you a story, about maybe 2 weeks ago, I haven't done a gig since Boxing Day, and obviously it's just been sporadic since then. So my last gig post COVID was the 1st of March, and then I've probably done maybe 3 or 4 for the whole year, and that's very different to my normal year, obviously. So I've not been performing, I've not been out there. So how has it affected me? A couple of different ways. First of all, I don't think I realised how much I need this for my own mental health. As awful as it sounds, not having people say, "Oh, well done, that was really good. Really enjoyed your performance." Not having that constant feedback is not easy when you get used to it. I know that sounds really awful, but being a woman of my age and my mental stature, I need validation. I need people to say, yes, I like what you're doing. And when it wasn't there, I sort of went, oh, okay, this is a bit weird. And also I'm genuinely worried about getting back out there as well. About 2 weeks ago, I set all my PA system up and I thought, right, I'm going to have a whole day. I'm going to rehearse all day. And I was sick about 3 times before I rehearsed. and
Right.
it was just nerves. I wasn't doing anything different than I'm doing now. I stood in my living room, setting my PA system up, and I vomited 3 times because I was that nervous about. I know about performing, and I don't get nervous. It's not something that I've ever done. But having not done it for such a long period of time, the anxiety was just sort of, yeah, it was there. So I feel for people that are going to be out there shortly. I imagine all the theatre performers are starting rehearsals soon, and they're probably a bit worried. Can I still do this? Is there going to still be an audience for me? Am I still going to make a living out of this? So there's lots of different things to consider.
Perform like that, 25 times songs over, you got it. Not a problem. But
it's a mindset, though, isn't it? It's a mindset.
Yeah,
You have to overcome the mindset first.
Well, if it's okay to add my 2 cents into that as well, on the back of that, it would be a case of entertainers, performers as a whole, work their backsides off through their life to perfect an art to entertain people, the public. And not only are you taking their job away, you're taking their reward away. Because 9 times out of 10, entertainers don't get paid a lot of money, if you're starting out. So people get paid in compliments and future bookings and interest, and people coming up to you and saying that was fantastic makes you feel like the hard work you've put in has been validated. So, like you say, taking that away, it's not, I'm big-headed, I need people to look at me, look at me, look at me. It's like, we've worked our life to be the best we could possibly be at entertainers, performers, singers, dancers, actors, and whatever it may be. And take that away, you're not just taking away somebody's job, you're taking away their reward that makes them feel good about themselves. Now, on top of that, the reason why Chaturday Live is here is because I'm a born entertainer and I'm not out entertaining. I'm taking a skill set that I have, which is being comfortable in front of people over the internet and obviously in person, and showing people that it's okay to stay connected. And I'm not taking this as a reward for myself. I'm just saying that this is my release during a pandemic to say, I'm still out there. I'm still here as an entertainer. Don't forget me. That sounds horrible. That makes sense. So
it's because people view entertaining as a different, like, how is it any different to go into an office? It's not. It's just our job. So if somebody says, "Oh, well done on that report that you did at the office," it's the exact same. It's just that for some reason people think entertainers have got really big egos, but I think it's the actual complete opposite. But it's a funny one because people don't see it as like a job, do they? They see it as like a bit of an ego boost, and it can be, I guess, but it's no different to a normal job.
So Dawn says, are the jobs coming in now ready for the lift of restrictions? Are pubs, clubs, restaurants and everywhere that normally would have had music, are they jumping on it as quick as you'd expect them to be? Or
I think they did at first. When the sort of roadmap was first announced, I had loads of inquiries, but I think people are being a bit more careful and they're worrying about whether the roadmap's going to go to plan. So I've got lots of things in the diary, but I haven't taken any deposits off anybody for a start, because I certainly don't want to go down the road of having to refund them and faffing about. I'd rather just wait and see what happens. But I can't say it's been as busy as I thought it would be. There's a lot of venues that have closed. There's a lot of venues that have forgotten about me. There's a lot of venues that I had a residency for and was really regular bookings that's now decided they don't want live music anymore. And that's fair enough, because it's a business decision. So, when they're looking at their expenditure and they're worrying about their income, it's a commodity that they can afford to lose, unfortunately. But I'm just hoping that the roadmap all goes to plan 21st of June, and then we can just all get back to normal.
Well, you've got a residency here on Saturday Live whenever you're ready for us. And saying that, would you like to do another song for us?
Yeah, sure.
So have a slurp of the old singing juice.
Yes, I'm just going to have a wee sip.
That is straight vodka. That's what nerves.
That's for later.
So please tell us about your next song.
Yeah, so I mentioned earlier the Postmodern Jukebox, and if you haven't if you don't know what that is and you're thinking, what's she talking about? Pop it into Google, pop it into YouTube, because it is brilliant. It's a vintage twist on modern songs. So it's a way for me to be able to sing modern songs that people know, but in a vintage cool style. Yeah. So anyway, so this is a 90s rap song, but I swear I'm not going to rap for you.
Miss Pearl.
Shutty, get down, good Lord. Baby got 'em open all over town. Simply 'cause you don't play around, cover much ground, God can't find a pound. Getting paid is a forte, each and every day. True play away, I can't get him out of my mind. I think about the boy all the time. East side to the west side, pushing fat rides, no surprise. He got tricks in the stash, stacking up the cash, fast when it comes to the gas. By no means average, oh, 'cause he's got to have it. Baby, you're a perfect 10. I wanna get in. Can I get down so I can? I like the way you work it. I like to bag it up. I like the way you work it. Ooh, I like the way you work it. I like the way you work it. Ooh. He's got class and style, street knowledge, 5 pound. Baby never act wild, very low key on the profile. Catch him feeling since I know, so let me tell you how it goes. You're blowing my mind, maybe in time, maybe I can get you in my ride. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Ooh, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. I like the way you work it. I like to bag it up. I like the way you work it. Ooh, I like the way you work it. I like the way you work it. Ooh. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Love it. Well, that's a different version.
It's cool, that, isn't it? It's a cool
Normally I'm
version.
popping my head in the club for that one. That's a
I
new
know.
one.
Makes me feel a bit like Jessica Rabbit.
I love it. Love it. So again, so obviously different varieties. You've gone from obviously classic, the Beatles, obviously to No Diggity. I mean, do you take that into your performances? Do you take that into consideration then? That you do have a small niche, as I say, for the 50s, 60s, but you really do stretch the genre, so everybody's happy with what you get.
Yeah, I mean, I try to. There's a lot of venues, like the Millbourne Arms, which I've got a residency for. They love postmodern jukebox. They really love it. So they ask me to fill the set full of postmodern jukebox. I do a version of Grenade by Bruno Mars. I do All About That Bass, which is cracking. Loads and loads of different versions of them. They're really cool. But other bars like NJ's that I'm performing at again shortly, they just like a mix. So songs from 50s, 60s, 70s, right up to modern day, not necessarily vintage style. So they just like a really big mix. You never know who's going to be in the audience, and you want to make sure that somebody likes at least 5 or 6 songs that you're doing if you're going to be there for 2 hours.
You got 2 for 2 out of me, so all
Oh,
good.
good.
So you just mentioned there, so residencies and gigs, obviously we've got the question about gig bookings. So your next confirmed live performance is where?
Yes, it's at NJ's in Whitehaven, which is a really lovely bar. Really, really lovely. I think I've only sang maybe twice for them before because a lot of it was cancelled because of COVID. But it was such a good vibe. It was a really good vibe. They loved all the vintage stuff, and I think I did Dance Monkey as well, so that they enjoyed that one too.
Nice. And then obviously that's Whitehaven. That's a bit of a trek for those that just want to pop out for a quick pint and see you in Carlisle. So the next time you're back here is?
Yeah, the Milbourne Arms, which is the 28th of May, I think. But from the 28th of May, from May, I'll be doing the last Saturday of every month for the Milbourne. The wonderful landlady who owns the Milbourne also runs the Crown at Stanwix, and also the Howard Arms as well. So whichever pub she wants me to be at, I shall be at that one. So the Howard, the Howard is great. I've got some videos on my Facebook of being at the Howard. It's a beautiful little place, and it's all the decor's vintage and gorgeous. So I just fit in like a treat up there. And they've got a little gin bar upstairs with tons of flavoured gins, which is absolutely my cup of tea. Ooh. So yeah, I do like being up there.
Ooh. Might have to just pop there for the gin.
The food is so lush as well. If I have, I never eat before a gig. So if I'm singing and someone's eating and it's coming past me, I'm like this.
I like the way you work it. Onion ring.
Yeah.
Just off someone's plate. Just a few chips. Come on then. I like it.
I'm quite strict with my vocal routine, I have to say. So I don't eat or drink before a gig. It has to be afterwards.
Yeah, but then I don't know if you're like me, it'd be like, I've starved myself for a good 4 hours before the gig, I'm just on water, I'm going to perform, and then afterwards just packed all the PA anyway down and go, right, find me a greasy pizza now.
Yeah, I can't say
you got to reburn that energy.
I can't say I've never done that before.
What's that, pizza?
Usually pizza, yeah.
Pizza. Dawn and Tracy are our resident question askers. So we've got, what are your future aims as a singer? Are you going to be the next big thing, or what's going on?
I don't really fancy being a big thing, if I'm honest. I really like what I'm doing now. I wanted, my goal when I first set out was just to be able to make a living. Like I said before, I found myself in a bit of a sticky situation where I was suddenly a single mum, which wasn't in the plan. I suddenly had one income, which certainly wasn't in the plan. I didn't have a lot of childcare, so my poor mum had to move like 500 miles to come and help me with childcare. Otherwise, I'd not be able to go back to work. So I can only work part-time because I've got a little girl. So I just needed something that fitted into my lifestyle, really, to be able to earn a few extra bucks, but also to have a little bit of a life of my own when I'm not being mum. So I'm super happy doing what I'm doing, but I would like to do more care homes. I started just before COVID being able to go into care homes for free and obviously not charging or anything like that, and just because my songs obviously fit the right generation that I do quite a lot of Vera Lynn and that sort of stuff as well. So I really enjoyed that. I did about 3 or 4, and I was planning on trying to get some funding to do a tour of care homes, and then COVID hit, so that's in the plan. I'd really like to do that.
Well, that sounds like a fantastic opportunity. Yeah. You know, making people smile.
I did a live show for them, Barrack Court Care Home. I did a live Facebook show, and I sent them the link, and they sent me a load of pictures of the residents watching it, and it was it was lovely, really nice.
I like it. So obviously you say you don't want to be the next good thing, but everybody has aspirations to do a little bit better. Obviously, with the pandemic, fingers crossed, coming to an end, and you know, everybody getting back to some sort of normality in the future. I mean, are you looking to do slightly bigger venues in the area, or you know, maybe do like themed nights, you know, around what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, my head is always full of ideas. The issue is being able to have the time to do them. I'd love to do like a tribute. I really would like to do a tribute act as well as Miss Pearl, and sort of make it a bit more marketable, I suppose, if you like do the corporate events and that sort of thing. Because I've done corporate events before. I've performed to quite large venues when I was doing corporate events. I've done the race course and a few other places. So I had an idea to do a tribute act, and that was before COVID. I was like, right, I'm definitely going to do this. This is going to be up and running by the time COVID's finished. But life has got in the way, and I was busy baking banana bread, so that's still in the works. But I would like to do more I've been working for a company called the Gin Society for about 2 years. For some reason, my music and gin just seems to like go hand in hand.
Yes, apparently so. It's nothing to do with being an alcoholic.
But I've been working for them quite a lot, and those festivals are really cool, and they're coming to Carlisle in October. So and obviously they've booked me, so that'll be really, really cool. I think there's about 2,000 people that'll be at that one, so that'll be wicked.
All right. 2001. I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
It's really cool because they ask you to play backing music while you're there. So I just get to subject a whole room full of people to my taste in music, which is super cool.
I reckon you should just like really throw them off the scent and play like Slipknot or something just before you go on. And then just go on and do like a 60s classic and just like, surprise.
I'm not sure if Wait and Bleed would go down too well, but we can try. I did play the Kooks actually last time they were at Carlisle. I did a live show, a live stream of me singing along to the Kooks, and I was like, how cool is this?
Why not? Well, like you say, I mean, that's the thing. Live performances, everybody is doing some way, shape or form, entertainers are trying to get themselves back on social media, doing live performances from home if they can. The thing is, if you're in a band, although you may be breaking a few rules, you can't really all get together in one room still and perform a live performance. So, solo performers or duos that may live together have got a bit of an advantage to get themselves out there. But regardless what kind of industry you are, as long as it's in the arts or shape or form, fingers crossed it comes back, tenfold, and people understand that, artists are people too.
I have to say, I do feel like we're a little bit forgotten about, because lots of people keep saying, "Oh, everything's open now." Well, my business isn't, and bands, like you say, can't get together. It feels a little bit like we've been forgotten about. Did you do the government quiz, to find yourself a more viable job?
No.
I did, and you won't even believe, honestly. Do you know what they thought I should retrain as?
Go.
A horse groomer.
There's worse things.
I mean, there wasn't even any horse-related questions, so I don't really know where that came from.
Maybe you put down that you brush your hair in the morning. I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't. I dare and take that quiz.
I know. Yeah. One of my friends got cake decorator.
You what, sorry?
One of my friends got cake decorator.
They don't even make.
Honestly, I mean, but I am glad there was a lot of backlash to the, artist work, and people really came out and said, well, actually, hang on a second. So we sort of stuck up for our industry a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah. I mean, I'm one of these people that I was in the middle ground there, because, like many people that go out and gig sometimes have daytime jobs as well as gigs on the weekend. So you've got something to fall back on. So I didn't really feel like the squeeze, because I still had a job, obviously, during the day, during the week. But I know a lot of people, and my first ever guest on the show was one of my best friends, and he's an entertainment manager on a holiday park. And from one day to the next, it's like you're working full on, and now you don't have a job.
Yeah.
Like that. The government's like, entertainment, holiday parks, everything. So it's not just singing, it's his living as an entertainer in general, Tom. So, it's horrible.
And there's just no guarantee that it's going to be back to what it was before.
No,
everyone's slogging their guts out trying to market and trying to make sure that there is an industry available for us when we get back.
Yeah.
But a lot of the venues that I performed at regularly have closed, or they're not doing live music anymore.
Well, I will, obviously, as a fellow musician, artist of some way, shape or form, and This is my show. Please do let us know when you've got local gigs to Carlisle, and I will advertise them on my personal and on Chaturday Live as well, and hopefully just give a little bit of a boost to the arts coming back in my own little way as well. So do let us know.
I guess that most of the bookings come from word of mouth, though, don't they? So hopefully, once we're back out there, I sort of got to a place before COVID where I didn't have to do very much marketing, which is great because that's the boring bit. I like the singing into it. I'm not so good at the all the rubbish that comes with it. So it would be really good if I could get to that place again, so that each booking leads to another booking and so on.
Just out of curiosity, obviously with COVID rules, but before COVID, you could have live music in your back garden as long as it was off before 11 and you asked your neighbours. So if you don't want to go to the pub, why not just book Miss Pearl to perform in your back garden?
Very
with
true.
6 of your mates having gin, apparently it needs to be gin because that's what you need.
Gin.
And have a garden party, and then just go like tell all your neighbours that they have to open their windows and just enjoy themselves. You know,
that sounds good to me. I've actually got a massive gin collection because from doing all the gin festivals, I get given quite a lot of nice freebies to try. So I've got about 17 different craft gins. So I shall bring my gin collection if anybody wants me to.
In no way, shape, or form is Miss Pearl endorsed or sponsored by any particular gin. We have to stipulate that.
Other gins are available.
She does work for gin. So that's, money's not an object now. We understand people are tight up after COVID. Just buy decent gin, not, Tesco's own brand, but, maybe Aldi's own brand, maybe. That's good stuff. We've gone off topic now. Grace, you better be bringing this down. Grace, you've been warned.
Well, since Grace is coming for a barbecue a bit later on at my house, I shall a garden party, I should say, because I don't really barbecue. Probably, I think rhubarb and ginger. I think it's very nice. Rhubarb and ginger is very nice.
Grace, on your way, on your way around, Grace, make sure you pick it up.
Blood orange or rhubarb ginger?
Yes, or you're in trouble. We will post Miss Pearl's address afterwards so we can all go around. So we'll all come round. Let's play. We've got to stay 2 meters apart. Just everybody touch the fence. All right?
I think my neighbours are already quite annoyed that I've been rehearsing today. No, I'm kidding. They're super lovely. They like the page. They may be watching because they like my page. So maybe watching.
Well, I hope they are. Neighbours, if you're there, wait. Right, what time are we on? Oh, we go. Oh, wait. Well, I know you're preoccupied from 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to do one last song for us.
Yes.
Before we go, we will then say our goodbyes afterwards. So again, in my best Matthew Kelly voice, Miss Pearl, tonight, who are you going to be?
So this song is my favourite song to perform live, which is why I've picked it last. It's by Brenda Lee, who is such an amazing singer. And I'd like to think that only I can get away with singing this in like nightclubs and stuff because it's from 1959.
Ooh, what a good year. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you stick the likes, make sure you're liking, hearting, commenting through the song as well. This is the last performance of the evening before we say goodbye. We will have you back beforehand and say goodbye. But this is Miss Pearl with Sweet Nothings.
Thank you. My baby whispers in my ear, ooh, sweet nothing. He knows the things I like to hear, ooh, sweet nothing. Things he wouldn't tell nobody else. Secrets, baby, I keep them to myself. Sweet nothing, ooh, sweet nothing. We walk along hand in hand. Ooh, sweet nothings. Yeah, we both understand. Ooh, sweet nothings. Sitting in class, still trying to read my book. My baby, give me that special look. Sweet nothings. Ooh, sweet nothings. I turned on the front porch light, said, come in, darling, that's enough for tonight. Sweet nothings, ooh, sweet nothings, sweet nothings, ooh, sweet nothings, sweet nothings.
Yes, love it. Thank you ever so much.
How cool is that song? It's so cool.
I love that song. I'm going to go download it now.
It's the same lady who sings "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree."
Sorry?
Same artist who sings "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree."
Well, I like that song too, but it's a little bit early. A little bit early. Just wishing the year away. Why can't it be Christmas? Well, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
The pleasure's all mine.
No. Do you know what? Having a live performance on the show has made my weekend already, and it's a bank holiday one, so I've got to enjoy it all the way through till Monday. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, you can find Miss Pearl on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, where on TikTok you'll get the behind-the-scenes videos of her performing with her dog.
That's true.
The kids. Obviously, they get posted on Instagram as well. Please do not only just follow Miss Pearl, but follow all entertainers that you're a big fan of. They do appreciate the support. Make sure you do keep in contact with them. And then a little selfish plug. If you're watching and you don't already follow, please follow Chaturday Live. The support goes a long way. And hopefully by you watching Chaturday Live, somebody could get some enjoyment out of it who may be suffering with some sort of mental health or just wants to pick up just to make themselves feel good. And that's what we're here for. So, yes, thank you very much. Miss Pearl, you say that you're going to be in Carlisle on the 28th of May at the Melbourne Arms, is that right?
Yes.
Do you know what time do you normally perform so people can get down?
Normally about 7:30.
About 7:30.
Yeah, nice 2 hours.
We've got a worldwide following. It's going to be packed. They're going to be queuing out the door, I tell you. It's going to be like a manic, absolutely manic.
I haven't put the event on my page yet, though, I have to say. So I'm waiting for the roadmap announcement. When that comes, I'll pop it all on there.
Shh. Chaturday Live viewers got the scoop.
They did, yeah.
Got the scoop. So we heard it here first. And if it doesn't go through, then it's our fault. You're now a friend of the page for life. So please do contact us, message us, let us know what you're up to, where your gigs are, and we'll slide them in every time we do a live. We'll just be interviewing somebody about insects and just go, oh, don't worry, like Miss Pearl's on tonight at 9:30. We'll just talk.
That would be lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, and again, if you are watching and you have a small business, hobby, or a talent that you'd like to share with us, get in touch with the show. It's lots of fun. It's laid back. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been really fun.
Yeah. So if you don't get in contact, then next week it will be Mr. Pearl performing on the show. So we need some guests of interest.
You'll have to check out some postmodern jukebox.
I will. I'm just going to dress up like Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror and just stand in my spare room dancing in all the songs to Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's next week if we don't have another guest. So fingers crossed it all goes to plan. We're going to wave goodbye, say thank you very much to everybody. Normally I tell you to disappear and go off the screen and then I say goodbye. But recently I've loved doing this cheesy 90s game show thing where we just wave at the camera and say, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. And we wave and then we say goodbye. So for me,
so cool. I'm going to channel my inner Pat Sharp. Yeah,
that's right. So for me, Jason Robinson, host of Chaturday Live, and our fantastic guest, the one and only Miss Pearl, we'll see you all very soon. Goodbye. Wave. We're going to be doing this for 20 minutes. No, I'm joking.